Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a review on a discontinued Kringle candle product. It is their 3-wick paraffin soy blends in the fragrance Marshmallow Morning. Marshmallow Morning is still available online. However, it is in the 100% soy formula that they have pretty much shifted all of their products except for the daylights. I found mine at my local TJMaxx stores. They got a random shipment. It was retailed $9.99. However, it went on a red tag sale for $8, and that's when I decided to pick one up. Kringle candle now does 3 wicks. However, they are in 100% soy. I'm not really into soy, so I wanted to test out their older paraffin soy blend. There is a difference. Of course, the label is very similar to their 2-wick format, which I don't really like because you can't really see any of the light. It's not really transparent enough, and you really have to turn the candle. One good thing about the older label, well, not the label, the older packaging, was that here is how the lid looks like, and it's very heavy, nice, and it's got like a little kind of a dot design is, I guess, the best way how to describe it. However, I heard and I've seen that their newer lids on the 3 wicks are very cheap, almost like grocery store. And if you're in the candle community, it's very similar to how Homeworks went from the heavy duty shiny lids to the very cheap, you can bend it with one hand type of a lid. So that's the only bad thing. So I'm definitely going to keep this one in case I need to switch it out, or for whatever reason I buy Kringle later down the road, I can switch it out. Anyways, they are still made in the USA, and my particular batch code reads 220508, which makes me believe that this was poured in 2022, which is quite some time ago, 2+ years. So you definitely know that it's, been curing. So whatever scent that I get, I feel like it should be pretty accurate to what it's supposed to be. And this is their 14.5 3-wick format with an approximate burn time of 45 hours. Now online for the fragrance Marshmallow Morning, there is a scent description. It reads, "This nostalgic scent will take you back to early morning, picking through your favorite magically terrific cereal to find all of the colorful, delicious marshmallows." Top reads, "Creamy marshmallow, coconut milk. Mid, sweet, praline, nutmeg, cinnamon, base, vanilla, marshmallow." To me, this smells on cold not really like the cereal itself. I feel like it smells more of like maybe soggy cereal, in the sense that you've already eaten most of the marshmallow charms, and what is left over is just the spice infused oat part with a little bit of that nutmeg. Well, actually, a lot of the nutmeg. That's what I mainly got while burning and on cold. It's just like this slightly spiced, creamy vanilla candle. I personally feel like the scent description makes me think that I should smell more of a vanilla marshmallow fragrance. However, instead I get heavy emphasis of nutmeg, cinnamon. Thankfully, it's not a red hot cinnamon, it's a bakery cinnamon, as well as a heavy emphasis on this lactonic note that, again, thankfully isn't coconut milk to me. It smells more of like oat milk, soy milk, or even just regular whole milk. So anyways, what would I give this strength on cold? I'd probably give it a 6 or a 7 out of 10. And I would say while burning, I get, I would say like a 5 or a 5.5. For this video, I'm going to insert what I thought when I was earlier on into my burn. So I haven't burned this for like weeks and or maybe like 2 months or something. So you'll see the difference in my thoughts. But yeah, I personally feel like I wouldn't purchase this candle again because it's just so, well, then again, I can purchase it because like it's a discontinued product. But if in a hypothetical world I could recommend this and you could purchase it, I wouldn't purchase it, because knowing that this is a paraffin soy candle and it's giving me a 5, I can only imagine what a 2-wick 100% soy candle version of this would give me. I do have to say that the performance, despite the fact that the wax did get a little bit murky. Let me go ahead and turn the candle. You know what? Let me change the angle and you can see an overhead view. All right, so here's an overhead view of how my candle looks like. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this on video, but my wax is pretty discolored. It's gotten murky and stuff. Thankfully, my flames and the scent hasn't been significantly impacted by this. I do want to make a note though that I think the fragrance itself really helps this out, because sometimes when vanillas get a little bit, not charred, but when the wax gets discolored or soot starts affecting it, it could take on this like warm, toasty kind of nuance to it, which I feel like this has, but it's still pleasant. So I'm still burning it, and I think I'm going to be able to burn it all the way down. I do want to make a note that the flames, thankfully, are still pretty healthy. They haven't gotten too out of control, or they haven't nubbed out. I have been trimming them each and every time. So yeah, overall, besides the wax being discolored and the scent or the throw of this candle being a little bit on the weaker side, think of some Yankee candles and or some Homeworks candles. It's overall pretty okay. Would I buy it again? No, because I prefer my strength and throw to be more around like at least an 8. Does this fill up my medium-sized bedroom? I would say not really. So I'd give this throw maybe about, yeah, the same, like a 5 or a 6. Just because I feel like earlier on in my burn, it did fill up my medium-sized bedroom, but the strength of the candle was still pretty light. So it was around, again, a 5 or a 6. I would most certainly never put this in an open concept. Right now, it's mainly for ambiance, and I feel like this is a good blender candle if you're the type of person that likes burning 2 candles at once, whether that is because you feel like you need to get a higher strength and throw, or maybe you just like blending your scents. So I think that this is a good candle for that. I would say that my experience with this candle is decent. Would I pay more than $8 for it? Definitely not. So I would say that my biggest issues with this were the low strength, low projection, and the fact that the wax got pretty discolored. Strangely enough, I didn't see much visible soot coming out of it, and the wicks did curl a little bit, but once you trimmed them off, it was okay. So overall, if I were to see this candle again in this format, let's talk hypothetically, I think I would pass up on it because I don't think it's worth $8. I would say that if I like the fragrance more itself, then I would definitely try this out again, because I felt like the paraffin soy blend was okay. I mean, yeah, it did get discolored and it didn't look the best, but I think it still was low maintenance enough where I didn't really have to struggle or think about the, let's say, the wicks toppling over. So I'm going to include a clip of myself talking about the candle when I was earlier on in my burns. I would say around the halfway mark. Maybe it's going to be the same, slightly different. All right, so here is a quick check-in for the strength throw performance of how this candle looks like. First off, right off the bat, I can kind of see why their 3-wick candles got reworked. Again, I want to make a note that this is their old formula, old style. We have a paraffin soy blend, and as far as I know, Kringle Candle no longer makes these type of labels. A similar situation in the 2-wick tumblers and or the reserve candles, but okay, anyways. So first critique is that I can't really tell that the candle is on unless I look at the light coming from behind. So I feel like it's not thin enough for me to notice the like illumination. But okay, so far its strength is pretty decent. I mean, it's not like a very strong fragrance. I feel like you need to take into account that this is like a predominantly quote unquote like marshmallow vanilla type of fragrance. So it is going to be pretty light. I don't think I've ever had a vanilla fragrance that is a 10 out of 10. Given that this is a 3-wick, given that the price and everything, I feel like this is decently strong. Maybe not so if you want like an 8 out of 10. I feel like this is a very solid 6 right now currently. I don't know if that will change in a little bit. But okay, there's that. The throw of this is pretty good. It has filled up my medium-sized room. Turn this candle around to show you, I think, the reason why Kringle ended up moving to the soy formula. So right now I have been trimming my wicks, not this aggressively. I think the flames have just kind of chilled out a bit. They are like trying to curl a little bit. So maybe after I blow or I extinguish the flames to this one, I'm going to get my chopstick and just kind of nudge them back into place. But if you can see right here, it is discolored. I would have probably shown you a video, but yeah, it does get a little bit murky. Despite that, you know, I know a lot of people don't like wax discoloration. I personally don't really mind if that doesn't affect the scent, which thankfully it's not affecting the scent that is giving off. I'm still getting that very like warm touch of cinnamon, nutmeg, cereal, leftover cereal milk scent or fragrance. So yeah, there we have it. And surprisingly, I did hear that the old Kringle paraffin soy candles might end up sooting around the midway mark, but thankfully they have not. The only instances that I've noticed sooting is when I move the candle over to extinguish it. So I do believe that if you are in a more draftier environment, let's say you're by a fan or perhaps you're by like a place in your house where it gets a lot of like foot traffic, then that might be a different situation. But so far, this is pretty good. No soot marks on the edges or anything like that. Let me go ahead and show you a quick overhead view. All right, so here is the overhead view of how this candle looks like. If you can see, ooh, my voice kind of cracked. If you can see, the wax has gotten like discolored, but oddly enough, unlike let's say where you get mushroom fallout, you can like right away tell that there's like little balls of carbon fallout in your wax. This one just seems overall a little bit murkier. Again, that hasn't affected the strength and throw. Let me go ahead and show you another angle of how it looks like on the side, a close-up, just so you can tell the difference in the wax color. All right, and then here is how the wax looks on the side. If you can see, we have the solidified wax right here where it still has that like creamy white color or off-white color, I'm not sure exactly. And then it's like, whoa, what happened here? But once it solidifies, it doesn't look as yellow and like murky as that. Again, I would have showed you a clip of how it looks like when it has solidified past the halfway mark. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with the overall performance of this candle. Thankfully, I haven't had a lot of soot issues. And despite this fragrance being on the lighter side, I'm overall pretty happy. However, I don't think I would repurchase it just because I feel like this scent isn't necessarily one that I would want to enjoy again. Kringle still has this fragrance. Right now it's being clearanced off. I don't know if they're going to revamp it, discontinue it, or maybe they just need to change the packaging, but it is on sale in their soy formula, which I can't speak to because I haven't burned this particular fragrance in their soy formula. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great day.